I went to Arizona State.
Rod?
I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scatterboom. Scatterboom breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Another Scatterboom is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. This defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Today. Just one the other way. Still going back. Now the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes a shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
And so, yeah, it's just more, he's just more confirming what we've seen on tape, which is a really, really good football player.
Doug Franz on the Book Podcast. Yesterday's DiMercato fumble at the goal line. How do you use that? Do you use that? Do you talk to the players about it? Do you show it to them? And not ripping the Cardinals. This happens once a year where somebody does that at the goal line.
Yeah.
Is there any way for a coach to stop you?
I mean, I don't know. I think Coach Gannon does a phenomenal job. I mean, I'm from here, so I understand how the city works, right? I mean, they're 3 plays away from being undefeated. I mean, and sometimes you get lost in the result, but the Coach Gannon's phenomenal. They're very close, and to have that play, that's just an unfortunate play. For us, we had a play similar with Leak on his long touchdown. He dropped the ball. It was 2 yards in the end zone, though, and I ran over there and grabbed him and tried to coach it up. And we show clips every Friday of coachable moments. So every Friday we show about 10 to 15 minutes on situations, 2 minute, 4 minute, and then plays that happen in college football that basically we don't want to happen to us. And we show NFL clips too. So we try to show those clips so our guys are ready for pretty much everything, whether it's catching the ball and your foot's out of bounds. on a kickoff to get the ball in the 35. Whether it's, if you muff a kickoff and the ball goes in the end zone, what the rules are. If you muff a kickoff and comes out of the end zone, what's the rules are? Does it punt? Is it your body or the ball? Like, we try to go through every scenario possible so our guys are prepared. But at the end of the day, craziness happens. It's part of it.
Questions? Kevin, kind of just circling back to when I was talking about earlier, how would you kind of compare that feeling you guys had after that 55-3 loss and kind of just that entire first season, how you've been able to transform to where you guys are?
Yeah, I know this sounds weird, but like, it's the same. I mean, yeah, we have better crowds and all that, but like, the process is the same. Like, we just want to play our best. If our best back then was losing by 14, like, yeah, I wanted to win, but like, I wanted to play good. I wanted to play our best football. Like, that night, we did not play our best football, and they whipped our butt. It was bad. So that didn't feel good because you didn't play your best football. You played bad football, and they played good football and absolutely destroyed you. So for me, it's always that. Yeah, it's obviously more fun to win, 100%. Right? Let's not get it wrong. But the process is the same process that we did 3 years ago, and it'll be the same process forever here through wins, through losses, through highs and lows.
Because to follow up on that, how do we keep that belief during those times?
Is work. I don't know if there's like a secret sauce to keeping the belief, but work works. And if you work, eventually good things are probably going to happen for you. And if you get competitive people that work, hopefully good things happen for you. So I think it was just a matter of getting back to work. Like, I think the next week we ran like the swinging gate. I think the next week was the swinging gate game. I'm not as smart as some of these guys who can pull games out from like 1998. And I tell you, I'm not on that level. I'm not that smart, right? But I believe that next game was UCLA, which we found a way to win in an exotic way. And I think that definitely gave some belief that we're going to try to find ways to win, regardless of if they're normal or not normal. So I think that helped as well.
Jacob
Brooks, Sentinel Sports. Kenny, after TCU, you talked about how you were looking forward to the break that the bye week provides. But now that the bye week is over, were there any guys that you felt like you saw really step up and put in that extra work?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Isaiah Yosefa had a really good bye week. I think Shank's starting to come on as well. So yeah, I think there's a few guys that had good bye weeks and moving and shaking. When we do a little more live periods or thought periods with those guys, and they get to go a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I can't get too in depth. Like, I just don't, not that much of a sample size, but I definitely see a few guys. I like our young guys. I think the next generation of Sun Devils, I think we have a really, really good foundation. Like last year, sometimes when we did those periods, it was a little bit like when Navi was here, and he was an awesome player, local kid. And he would run around back there and make incredible plays all the time. This year, there's like protection and there's pass rush for real plays. So it's good to have like some normalcy when you're running those, prep periods, I would say, with the Bucks.
And then kind of to follow up on that, do you have any injury updates following the bye week?
Other than Moss is back. He'll be back for the game. Other than that, Zach Swanson will more than likely be out. And trying to think, X will be out for the game. Other than that, not many other guys that have the status change.
Ryan, and then pass it to Chris.
Hey, Coach. Ryan Myers, Devils Digest. Obviously, coming off a bye week, it's kind of the perfect storm to have slow starts that following the captain at the game. You guys kind of had some slower starts already in games over the course of the season. How do you avoid that going into this game on the road against yourself?
Yeah, we're just going to start faster. We got to have better plans early. And we made an emphasis of it in our team meeting this morning. We got to start practice faster. We got to have an urgency when we start this thing. So we're going to change some things up, not a bunch, but, make little tweaks to try to, create some urgency at the start of practice, because it is taking us a while to get into our rhythm. And we can't fall behind 17 points and expect to win many games. Luckily, the 2 games we have fallen behind 17, we've taken the lead. But that's not a recipe to win games.
for you to kind of follow up on that as well. You know, you've talked about how when coach game day, it's kind of players' day. You're not really doing too much overly managing. But do you feel like there's anything that you could do on game day as a coach differently in order to kind of avoid those things going forward as well?
Maybe, the game plans, being more aggressive potentially. I don't know. I mean, it's, we got to create better plans early in games to help our guys get going. But in game, not really. Like I say, like in game, especially the early drives, that's the prep. Like that's kind of the haze in the barn. As the game progresses, that's when minor tweaks. Nobody's going to full sail change what they do in a game plan, right? But you can make minor tweaks of things that you like and stuff like that. Guys can get comfortable with what they're seeing and get better throughout the game. But early in the game, it's more prep.
Chris?
Can you mention Utah's offensive line last week? The combination of that with the mobile back playing on the road in the hostile environment. Can you speak to each other that?
Yeah, well, it's not the Utah of old from a scheme perspective. I mean, this is a triple option football team. This is a team that uses the quarterback as a +1. The quarterback will pull runs. And so now they have the really good O-line, the physicality they've always had, and now the quarterback can pull it and run off triple option, which creates another layer of difficulty to defend these guys. And so I really think they took another step forward in terms of difficulty to play, especially schematically with all the triple option stuff and all the quarterback run game, all the motions, all the shifts. And then defensively, they've been one of the best for a long time. So there's no need to change much there. Just keep being the top 15 defense almost every single year that they've been there.
Damon Allred from Sports. Coach, a lot of the talk around Sam preseason was about the quick rhythm passing game. Through 5 games, just how would you assess that area of this game?
Yeah, last week was really good. I think it's hard you can go back, but I like to go by where people are now. Last week he was really, really good. Really efficient on early downs. Got the ball out fast. We weren't forcing first and seconds. We weren't scrambling on first and seconds. So I thought I was really, really impressed by how he's played really the last 3 weeks. But last week I thought he played his best.
And I personally think he's been better out of structure than in it. Do you agree with that? And is that something that concerns you if so?
No, I mean the last couple games he's been really good in structure. Obviously, to say better, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country out of structure. I don't think there's a doubt about that. So you're still not wrong. He's great out of structure. He's so good out of structure, but he's playing really good in structure these last few weeks. I mean, you look at the first and second down passing. Third down passing is going to be a lot of out of structure for every quarterback in the country in college football, especially third and 6+, third and 7+. So his first and second downs were a lot of instruction the last 2 weeks, and he's been very efficient. So I've been really, really pleased with how he's playing.
Luke? Hey, Coach, get it on there, double source. In the offseason, you talked a lot about how Sam pre-snap was improving his ability to diagnose what he saw in front of him, make checks, audibles, just checks, and stuff like that. Heading into a really tough environment after playing in 2 tough environments already this season, how have you seen that skill potentially grow or stay the same?
Yeah, it's definitely growing. Now when you play, in an environment like this, you can't have as many checks. You just got to play. Because if you have too many checks, you're going to false start. You're going to not hear them. You're going to be off the same page. And so I think the environment, and then playing at night makes the environment even better. So it's a really tough environment to really, be in a world of checks. So I definitely think he's been doing really good at it, but I think we've got to tailor that down based off what we play this week and where we play, what they do on defense. And, Coach Kelly does a phenomenal job, and we've got to protect, ourselves from getting too cute.
And you mentioned how you felt he was very good in structure last week. How important will it be to carry that over through the bye week to remaining very good within structure?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I mean, they know who they are on defense, and they do it really well. And I think regardless of, they're going to line up and play some man coverage, and you got to do a throw and catch first man. And then they mix it up. So they do a really good job mixing it up with their pressures, making it look like man and not playing man. And they do such a good job getting in and out of it that you have to be post-snap, you have to be able to see what they're in. not necessarily all the time pre-snap, because they do a really good job of their disguises. You're not going to know what they're in. You're not going to know if they're bringing pressure. You're not going to know a lot of things. So you got to do a really good job post-snap with our eyes this week.
Greg up front.
Thanks. Coach Rick Warren, Harrison Public Siege. Utah, back to them being awesome every year. Top 15 defense every year. The coach has been there for 100 years, been successful every year. Does legacy factor into a game like this? If so, how? Or do you just try to keep guys locked in here now?
We try to keep guys locked in here now. At the end of the day, like prior years don't win football games.
Right.
But the culture that he's established there is elite. Bottom line. That's why I said if we can build something that he has built here, and that starts with the crowd. You always talk about when you go there, the crowd, how hard it is to play at home. Well, we're starting to get that. Right? We talk about their physicality and their toughness. Well, hopefully we're not there yet, but we're creeping up on, hopefully being able to be in that conversation in 5-6 years. You can't just do it 1 or 2 years and say, oh, we're this team that's done it for 12, right? But hopefully we're getting closer and closer to that style, and that style is won and it will win. For the end of time, if you can run the ball, stop the run, not turn the ball over, physical, and win at home, you're going to have a lot of good seasons. And that's been their formula of toughness for a long time. So unfortunately, we have to go there into that environment, which is not just good fun for us in college football. And then, try to play a culture. We're not playing a football team. We're playing a football program. I think that's the biggest deal sometimes. Sometimes you play teams. Sometimes you play programs. Play a program. They're playing a program that's won for a long time, a system that's won for a long time, a coach that's won for a long time, and a place that's won for a long time. And those are the hardest teams to beat.
Kevin up front.
Coach, Kevin Hicks, AS1SI. We talked a little bit about Utah's lead tackle duo last week, but what challenges do their front seven present your offensive line, and how much faith do you have in your line to hold up against that incredible front line?
Yeah, I mean, they're really good on the defensive front, and they bring really good twist games. They have really good scheme on top of the players, so it's not just all one-on-ones. They know when to bring games. They know how to bring games. Their players recognize, when guards are pulling. They recognize passing stances. Like, they do all the little things right that make you good, that nobody's going to see. Like, nobody's going to see that they're pointing out pass or they're pointing out guard pull. But that gives you all the advantage in the world. So they just do such a great job on the defensive front and in the front seven at doing all the little things right that actually win football games, which is why they can run what they've run for so long, is because they focus on the stuff that matters. They're physical, they tackle well, they don't give up big plays. And then if you give them a tell, they're going to take it and they're going to kill you with it.
Jake.
Hey, Coach Jake Sloan, so you guys had the best run defense in the Big 12 last year, and your performances so far this year. How do you feel like you've been able to combat an offense like Utah that's so responding?
Yeah, I mean, this is a way different offense than we've been seeing because it's, there's a lot of triple option elements, a lot of quarterback read elements. They use a whole bunch of different personnel groupings, which completely change everything. Like, there's not a, we know we're going to get A, B, C from these formations. This is like, okay, this week, what are they going to run for these formations? What are they going to run for these personnel groupings? So we just got to be extremely, extremely sound this week because they present so many problems schematically in the offensive side of the ball, just from how many guys they read, the personnel groupings and formations. It's a really good challenge.
All up on that, return on several 100 units. How important is it for them to have that pre-snap communication in yourselves, anticipation of what that guys around would be?
Yeah, we have to be great pre-snap on defense. Finding formations, where our fits are, who's number 3, who's number 4, who's number 2, depending on formations. Is the X on? Is the X off? Because in college football, you can live in a world where the X is basically on, but then he goes in motion. We're like, what the heck? I thought he was on. And now you're in a balance like that. And just the nature of the beast. So we got to be elite at communicating in order to get our fits right, because that's a stress that they break for you.
Coach Howard's for state presidents moving on with the defense, 24 sacks last season, already 19 this season. How much improvement have you seen? How much of a game changer do you think it would be against the team that's going to
3 cents.
Yeah, I think the reason they haven't, I mean, for us, one, our guys are putting in a lot of work. So it's fun to see when guys work, change their bodies, and then they see the reward. I think for me, that's why you coach, is to have guys who put in work see the reward. And I think our guys who put in the work are seeing the rewards. And that's awesome to see. That's what you want to see. That's a good step for a program, is seeing guys get better. And I think, last year at this time, I don't know how many sacks we had, but it wasn't many. What are we going to do in the pass rush this offseason? How are we going to fix it? We're not going to fix it by adding people. We're going to fix it by, guys getting bigger, stronger, better with each other. We've accomplished that. So through development. So I think we got better at pass rush through development, not acquisition. And in terms of the challenge this week is, it's a great challenge. I mean, you're facing a phenomenal offensive line. They don't give up sacks, partly because of the players at offensive tackle, potentially 2 first-round draft picks. And then secondly, because of the scheme, doesn't really allow to create many negative plays. Really hard to create negative plays versus this type of style, because of just schematically what they do. They're not going to drop back 45 times, and you're not just going to lick your chops and say the tackle's going to pass set and we get to bring games. Like, you have to defend the triple option or the quarterback run. You have to defend the run schemes every single snap on third and everything.
Michael?
Coach Sam's talked about, when you talk about the defense that he's been up against, obviously going up against your defense, saying it's one of the best. I say that because I know you can't emulate players. Your coaches talk about that a lot, whether it's offense or defense. But him having faced your defense, how big is that going into Utah?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. But at the same token, like, one thing about quarterback is you're never live. So, like, when defensive ends get you in practice, it's like, you wouldn't have sacked me. Yes, I would have. No, you wouldn't have. Yes, I would have, right? It's not real. When you get into games and guys get to you, it's real. They've got to sack you, and you've got to prevent being sacked, whether you throw it away, whether you get out of the pocket. So I definitely think him feeling that on him in practice is a benefit, him having to move in the pocket and stuff like that. But game day is a whole different beast for a quarterback. I think it's the biggest jump of any position in football is practice quarterback to game day quarterback, because you're never live. It's the only position that is just a drastically different game, practice versus game day.
Back to Sam's instruction. Obviously, if a 3-tech blows somebody up, you're out of structure, whether you want it or not, right from the beginning. But on plays where there is a question, how is he doing when you look at the film on choosing, hey, this isn't working, I'm out of structure? How's he feeling the rush stuff that we wouldn't see?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think in the last 3 weeks he's played really, really well in structure. And he's gotten better, I think, every single week in structure. And last week, I don't know what his completion percentage was because I haven't looked at completion drop percentage. So I don't know what I think it was around 70 if I had to guess last week, which is really good football. If you're around 70% completion percentage, you're around 300 yards and you're moving the ball efficiently. Like, that's as efficient as you can be in football at that 70% if you're still hitting explosive plays down the field. But you can be at 70% if everything's underneath, right? If you're also taking shots down the field and hitting turbo on deep balls and you guys work down the field, to be at 70% is really, really good.
Adam? Coach, I know you've already talked about your defensive line a lot, but last week after TCU, you said you felt like they were really finally playing together as a team. How important is that? How much do you talk to them about that? And especially going to the Utah matchup, that they might not be the guy in a certain situation getting the sack, and especially facing a tough offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it a lot in terms of, team rush. We got to stop the run as a team. The best defenses are the ones who, in my opinion, the D lines play the best together. Whether it's twist games, whether it's games, whether it's, how they play counters, whether it's how they play the front side of zones, are you bringing good games? The D line is where you can gain a half. So if you have a good D line that plays together, your 4 people can take 5. And if your 4 people can take 5, whether it's you're an odd team and you're taking nose is taking 2, or the 4 eyes are taking 2 if they can, or whether you're a 4-down team and you can take 5, there's your hat. And when you're a single high defense, you're short a hat run game, quarterback runs. So you either got to get them down, or you got to get out of single high, or you got to get your hat back up front. Right? It's a math problem. And I think when you can play team defense, linebackers and defensive line, and you can get your hat back just by you guys working together, that's how really good defenses play. That's what Utah does. Utah is elite at getting a hat back in single high defense. Every week, somebody has a really good plan to beat them. And you may get them once, and their ability to have seen everything in their system, adjust to what you're doing, and then eliminate it. That's what they do on defense. Is they're like, oh, this was their game plan. Well, we've seen this 17 times in the last 12 years. This is our answer. That's the end of that. Go to your next thing. You may get them once. Oh, that's your next answer. Sideline. All right, this is our answer to that. We've seen this 25 times over the last 12 years together. All right, boom, there's our answer. So I think defenses that can mitigate, right, gaps with less people, and I think our defense has done a good job of that.
Paul? Hey, Coach. Colin Ogle, Cronkite Sports. Keyshawn talked about after Friday, you guys did a really good job on first and second down, kind of creating third and long. Utah is one of the best third down offenses in the country. How important is it to do that again this week to kind of cause third and longs where Dampier really can't use his legs as an extension of the run game like you're talking about in the triple option?
Yeah, going to be very difficult because they don't let themselves get to third longs based off their style of play. The efficiency of third downs is based off the efficiency they have on first and second down, getting to manageable third downs. So the system's about not getting into unmanageable third downs. And they do a really good job of that. Then they have a quarterback who can become a +1, which creates their efficiency. So we've got to be able to get off the field on third and short, third and medium. I don't know how many third and longs they're going to have created because they stay out of that. They don't get a lot of penalties. They don't take negatives and sacks. So I think that's why they play really good offensive football is they don't get themselves in those tough scenarios and they can convert. So we got to be able to get off the field on those third and mediums and those third and threes, fours, twos to play good defense this week.
Damon up front.
Coach, with the red zone issues that have kind of popped up, and I know you got the tri-state Mississippi State, but is Kanye Udo someone that you considered using more there, just given his size and physicality?
Yeah, we've looked at everybody. I mean, I was gonna move, see what the Baconator, Tristan Bacon could do back there. He was running back in high school, but he got tweaked a little bit last week. So we've thought about a variety of people to get it fixed, and we've got a plan to hopefully be better in that scenario. Those scenarios, I feel really good about the plan. The plan may not work, and then you guys can say we still suck at it. We continue to try to fix it. We'll be at the same spot next year or next game. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the plan, what we practiced last week, and what we're doing, hopefully can be more productive for us.
Coach, I know it's always one game at a time, but this next 4-game stretch for you guys is really big one against the top teams. What does this week mean for your team in terms of setting up the success for the entirety of the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, you could have said that before Baylor. I think we asked that question. And TCU the next 4-game stretch, and now this game the next 4-game stretch. That's the league. This league is anybody can beat any time. College football, and going back to what we asked earlier, anybody can beat any time, any week. I mean, that's just home field advantages in college are real. They change. They completely can change the dynamic of games. As somebody dinged up, you have injuries. Like it's football. Like anybody can beat anybody. So that's why I stay focused. One day, one game. Like who knows who's going to be good in 3 weeks? I don't. I don't know who's going to be good in 2 weeks. You don't know because so many things can happen in college football between now and then. These are still 18 and 22-year-olds. Somebody goes on a 2-game winning streak, they can go completely out of it, check out, right? Kids could redshirt. I don't know. Like, there's so many crazy things that can happen in college football now. You better just focus on one game at a time and try to find a way to beat a team that's a really, really good football team this week.
Courtney
to Wallaby Cronkite News. The NFL recently rolled out virtual measurement technology to track first downs instead of relying completely on traditional chains. As a college head coach, do you see more value in accuracy and speed of new technology or in keeping the traditions of the game?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't care. If the technology gives us a first down, I want to use it. If it stops the opponent from getting a first down, I want to use it. If they spotted them bad and we don't have a good review, I don't want that technology. I want to play the spot. So, whatever it is, I mean, human error is going to be in every sport. That's part of it. If you can remove human error, great. If you can't, great. I mean, eventually there's going to be human error. I make mistakes every single day on the field, so it's. I don't care, to be honest. That's a good question though.
Blake, Kenny was talking about the chaos and very college football. You've always been adamant about the student athlete experience here at Arizona State. Few of your athletes were at the hockey game as well as the women at this event this weekend. How cool is it to see your guys supporting up the Sun Devils and just living the college life? Yeah, our guys are Sun Devils. They're proud to be at ASU. They're proud to be Sun Devils. They're happy to be here, going to hockey games. They're proud. They're going to come back here to watch games. It's not they're going to disappear forever. Like, Cam, that's my phone. See if it's recruit. Well, I would have answered and laughed. So I do think that college experience it's awesome. I mean, it's what it's about. I mean, I one of the goals going into the season was to make memories that last a lifetime. And I still believe in that. College is a period of time to create memories, and hopefully our guys have created some already, and they'll can create more.
Last one, Jacob.
Kenny, you talked a lot after the TCU and Baylor weeks about your guys stepping up in the biggest moments. When you look at toughest games coming up ahead of the conference that you've talked about, where any week can go to anybody, do you look at those close game moments as times when you might need other guys that kind of might not expect to step up, or do you look at your best players and say, hey, this is your fault?
Yeah, best players. At the end of the day, the game's on the line. I want Kobe shooting, Michael shooting, MJ shooting. I want those guys shooting the ball. I want, when the game's on the line, I want our big guys to have a chance, our best players to have a chance, even if it's not the best football play. I like to say to our staff all the time, right? I don't want to win the game as a coach. I want the players to win the game. Like, we have a right for them. It's our job to let them win the football game. Now, if there's a game where I feel like, man, there's a huge matchup disparity and we need to get involved, yes, right? That's our job as a coach, is to make a difference. But I truly believe at the end of the game, you got to let your best players win the football game. I can sleep at night if I can lean on our best players. Are you kidding me? He was sick. That's the double meaning of the word sick right there.
All right, thank you for the back, coach. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Hope you guys enjoyed Coach Dillingham there. Very awesome. His Monday presser was pretty hilarious there. I know, as you guys heard, his phone went off, and his phone went off, and he's like, "Oh, is it a recruit?" He goes, "If it was a recruit, he would have picked it up and left." So, which again, you know me, I'm all for. Other people probably would have been not so thrilled, but I was just like, "Nope, I'm good." So yeah, it's again absolutely awesome. Always catching up with Coach Dillingham and his Monday pressers, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's the whole recruiting world. It's like I said, 24/7. Literally, you could say 365. But yeah, I absolutely, again, games, prepping for games, um, all that good stuff. You miss out on some things because, well, I mean, like I said, miss out, but I mean, not miss out, but I mean, it literally is year round. Yes, there's the dead periods, which is a good thing to have. Um, uh, so yeah, but you heard Kenny Dillingham right there. Again, it was what he was talking about was a crazy weekend in and of itself. In Sun Devil Nation, I mean, what went on? Obviously, hockey got started with Penn State. I know you guys saw me there. Two tough ones, but hey, I mean, Penn State obviously a top team in the country, but Mullet was rocking. The night madness that went on a Friday night as well for hoops, and then also swimming had a just absolutely packed event. No surprise. Um, um, yeah, swimming had their event too on Friday night, which was obviously the same night as opening hockey. So yes, again, just straight out facts. I would have loved to have been there, but one man band in it. They again was at hockey for opening night, well, the opening series, but yeah, opening night and everything. Just uh, yeah, I mean that atmosphere again. Mullet, I talked about it. If you have not been there, the atmosphere again just insane. Yes, there were Penn State fans there, but no, didn't overtake the arena or anything. But there was a good amount of Penn State, obviously families of players there, but Penn State fans coming out for that, and um, so yeah, I mean, again, that was awesome. Volleyball again opened up their home Big 12 schedule, as you guys all know, against Utah. I'll let you in on that, and they again rocked it. Um, um, so yes, they got they beat Utah in 3. Again, Utah trying to mix it up. The Sun Devils team, JJ Van Neal, has them focused. Again, they're getting healthier, which is awesome to see. And we're going to be out of volleyball tomorrow. Again, absolutely awesome. So Pitchfork Lunchers, don't go too far for that. And that in and of itself, yes, we're going to have some awesome players on. So yeah, don't be bashful. Again, you can check it out tomorrow. But yes, anyway, I am Michael Carrasino at Diablo00 on X, arsenally known as the Twitter. Check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Carrasino.5. And guys, yes, you know the YouTube channel. Do not be bashful. Go to YouTube, watch live. I appreciate that. Your Sun Devils, you want to be in the know. Yes, there is a ton out there. But again, as for getting out to all the sports, soccer, oh, by the way, soccer split the weekend. And we'll get to that as well. But yeah, go to YouTube. Again, you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews as we have here on Pitchfork Lunch, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, an athletic director who, yes, it is a busy man, but we will get back on and hopefully this week. But yes, go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Carrasino, but the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe away, my friends. Because you, again, have missed a lot. And speaking of absolute awesomeness, volleyball wise, as you know, they are the Big 12 champs, reigning Big 12 champs. And so far they are 3-0 to start conference play. And they got their championship rings. So that, again, that ceremony is awesome. I shall share some of that with you. And yeah, so check this out. So Shania Cromartie, Mary Schroll, Argentina Ung were all back. Obviously, Jelly Sear coaching on the staff, they were all back. Unfortunately, Roberta Habella, who's playing volleyball overseas, couldn't make it back. She didn't make it back for graduation, though. But yeah, check this out, guys. You're going to love this is just flat out beyond awesome. As there we go. Look at this. I got a good one for you guys. Man. Mary Scholl, Shania Cromartie. Yeah, close up of the rings there. Hold on. Look at that. Bam. Here we'll go full screen real quick. Bam. Yep, that is absolute awesomeness right there. Big 12 champs, first year in it. So yeah, I had to show you that. But yeah, they got their rings. They beat Utah 3-0, looking good. Noemi Glover, having her back healthy is good. Tatum Parrott back healthy is good. And then the way Bailey Miller's playing, and I mean both setters, everything, guys. I don't have to oversell. There's no need to oversell it because they're just flat out awesome. If you have not been out to DFA to check this team out, these champs that are again rolling that way again, well, guess what? You have another opportunity to do that, and that would be on, I want to say, Wednesday. Yeah, man. Swimming had a UNLV in front of a record crowd. It was packed on Friday night. And again, they got to do their thing. It's just so tough when you schedule all these phenomenal things. And Coach Boehm, again, taking over. They won the Big 12 last year. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, it's just, man, it was phenomenal. Bleachers were packed. I mean, some fans were hanging out in the parking garages as vantage points to see it. So, yeah, but hey, pitchfork lunch. We will get out to swimming. That I promise you. Yes, we will be out there again. Their schedule goes for a long. It's elongated throughout the fall and the spring. So fall, winter, spring. So, yeah, we will be out there again. We will meet the swimmers. Talk again with Coach Bain, which was awesome. When we talked to him last year, after again, men and women win the Big 12 championships first year in it. So just absolutely rocking it. Love it. Forks up there. But yeah, for volleyball, like I was telling you, they are 12-2 overall, guys. I mean, they were number 8 in the nation. Rankings will be out tomorrow. See if they again went up, stayed at 8, but they definitely didn't go down. It's not like, hopefully it's not as math ridiculous as the AP, right? Pitchfork launchers. But anyway, oh, by the way, ASU goes up 3 spots in football. But yeah, let me get to that in a second. Yeah, so they have won. They've won 6 in a row now. I mean, they started the season, they won their first 2, dropped the match to Pitt, and then won 4 in a row, dropped to number 2 Texas. Yeah, fell to number 2 Texas. And then after Texas, they have won 6 in a row now. And we know this seem familiar to you guys? Sound like a little bit of deja vu, my peeps? Does it sound like a little bit of deja vu to you? Because I'm just saying. After Baylor last year, yeah, they went on a nice run. So Baylor is up next, though, oddly enough, and yeah, they it'll be on ESPN Plus. Yes, this Wednesday, October 8th, 7 p.m. local time here, Desert Financial Arena. Yes, you can, like I said, check it out on ESPN Plus. Personally, I think that should be on ESPNU. That's just me. Baylor's number 16. I mean, look at this. They have number 16 Baylor. Then they have then on Friday, they turn a quick turnaround. They have number 16 Baylor, and they have number 24 Colorado, and then they get a few days off. Next Thursday, they're up in Provo at BYU, and then that's Thursday, and then Saturday they will take on Utah for the second time before taking on that school down south on Saturday, October 25th. And that game is at 6:00. So, yes, that's what they have coming up. But Wednesday, get out there for Baylor and, maybe bring some crickets to drop by Baylor's bench. They'll feel at home. And actually, we probably don't want to do that because they'll feel too much at home. And for those of you that watched the game last year, we'll get into that. You'll see what I'm talking about. But, yeah. So, anyway, going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to hear from Coach Van Niel. We're also going to talk a little more hockey, a little soccer as well, too. Again, because like I did tell you, soccer did split. They took the game Thursday against Cincinnati, 1-0. They are 9-2-2 now. But yeah, they took that game against Cincinnati 1-0. And then West Virginia, again, who was rocking it, like we talked about, beat ASU 2-0. So again, they are 12-2-2. And then they're home practicing this week, but then Friday, they head to Colorado. There's a hashtag RV on the schedule, and I do not know. I got to find out what that means. But anyway, to say the least, yeah. So they split with Cincinnati and West Virginia. Again, Cincinnati not doing too good, but ASU gets a 1-0 win, and then West Virginia doing obviously really well too. They win it 2-0. So that is that. But we're going to step aside real quick. When we get back, we'll hear a little bit from Coach Van Neal, talk more hockey, obviously break hockey down. And again, it was just a tale of two games, man. In the second period, it was very, very good both times to the Sun Devils. But we'll get into it on the other side. All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Curtino at Diablo00 on X, also known as Twitter. Follow me there. Check out the show every day live, 12 and 1. My IG, michael.curtino.5. YouTube, guys, go to the YouTube channel. Like I said, because you've missed a lot, you can binge watch season 1, binge watch season 2, keep watching season 3, and then again, as we do these interviews, a lot of them will piece together for you. I'm telling you, it'll work out quite well. But yeah, at MVC005, M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ. 005 on the good old YouTube, and yes, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, I want to get to Coach Van Neal. As again, they take care of Utah quite a few days off, but get their rings, come out very fast against Utah. Yeah, so they came out very fast, but without further ado, let's hear from Coach Van Neal.
Physical team. We've been doing it all season. Again, we seem to be averaging 3+ blocks a set, which is a very good level to be at. So I think we get them in trouble, and then our blockers are able to take advantage of it. And even when we're not getting blocks, we're getting some pretty quality touches, which again allows you to dig. And we have a but they're, you know, Ryan does a good job with his teams, and they're always scrappy. They're always ready to come out and play. So we definitely plan. We'll be ready to go. But they're, you know, Ryan does a good job with his teams, and they're always scrappy. They're always ready to come out and play. So we definitely will have to get a quick turnaround and make sure we're executing really well to be able to beat them.
Coach, you were really efficient today. I think 3 or 9 I saw. What goes into that, and then on the other side of that, allowing them to have real low percentage of data?
Well, I think our serve today really put a lot of pressure on them, and we continue to block, pretty well. So I think when you're a physical team, you're putting service pressure on them, it puts pressure on the opponents, and so that's kind of how we're able to hold the opponent efficiency so low, which is really great to see. We'll be ready to go. But they're, Ryan does a good job with his teams, and they're always scrappy. They're always ready to come out and play. So we definitely will have to get a quick turnaround and make sure we're executing really well to be able to beat them.
Coach, you were really efficient today. I think 3 or 9 I saw. What goes into that, and then on the other side of that, allowing them to have real low percentage of data?
Well, I think our serve today really put a lot of pressure on them, and we continue to block pretty well. So I think when you're a physical team, you're putting service pressure on them, it puts pressure on the opponents, and so that's kind of how we're able to hold the opponent efficiency so low, which is really great to see. Aside from 2, we got loose on us, but as far as ours, I felt like the setters did a nice job. My assistants did a really good job. We had a nice week of practice to really prep for how we wanted to make some changes in the plan.
Oops. All right, we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that. We're gonna get the sound from Coach Van Neal tomorrow. Get all that. We'll get it in tomorrow. We are gonna also tomorrow break down hockey even more. Again, you guys know me. I'm not SEC person or Big Ten person running away from, not pulling a Lane Kiffin last year, complaining about the college football playoff and sending all these tweets in every single game. But when Tennessee was getting smacked around by a team, I can't stand anyway, but it was a good team, obviously, in Ohio State, who won the national title. He wasn't saying anything. So anyway, tomorrow, fuller breakdown of hockey as they have the Desert Classic this week too, this weekend. So it'll be fun. They're playing Notre Dame on Friday. But we'll get to that. We'll get to Coach Van Neal tomorrow too. We'll talk more soccer. Obviously, football now with Utah. Swimming, I will dive into that again. No pun intended, I know. You know me, I'm cheesy, pitchfork launchers, but nonetheless. So, I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, Coach Dillingham today, just talking about getting ready for Utah, the bye week. The phone ringing and saying if it was a recruit, he was gonna answer it and leave. Which he would have. Again, I laugh because people are like laughing, but I'm like, no, he would have, which is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So, yes, but one more look at the bling before we get out of here. Absolutely bling, love it. I mean, come on, how can you not? How can you not love that? Spam. Big 12 champs, first year in it. Senior Cromartie, Mary Schroll, Jelly Sear, Argentina Ooms on there, but how to get a close up of the ring. So I'll show you more of that tomorrow as well. But anyway, nonetheless, have a phenomenal rest of your Monday. I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, thanks to now the ring-bearing reigning Big 12 champs women's volleyball. It is hashtag our state. And you guys know it. Go Devils. But as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Red flag.
Third down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Chuck this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon comes in. Welcome to 2025.
Today. This one the other way. It gets no going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.